Sirens, Slammers, and Service, a podcast for female first responders by female first responders. My name is Nikki Clucci, and I will be your host. As a former correctional officer in Alberta for almost 2 decades and the founder of Blue Line Fitness Testing, which provides law enforcement fitness testing and first responder wellness workshops, I started this podcast as a way for female first responders to share the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of their daily work. I want to showcase the unique perspectives, skill sets, and personalities that women bring to a first responder career and share their stories. So get ready to laugh your ass off, learn a whole bunch, and be inspired by some pretty badass women. Let's go. Hey guys, we are back with another badass female first responder. Today, I am joined all the way from down under Australia. That's a terrible accent, Nikki. People are going to mock me so badly. But I am joined by Ramiya Abdulha. She goes by Ramy. Ramy did 5 years with Victoria Police down in Australia. She recently left in August, and she has now started her own online coaching business, Rise with Ramy, where she does mindset coaching and breath work. She's a resilience coach, and we are going to talk about so many things today, guys. So welcome, Ramy. How are you?
Oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so great. Your Australian accent, it was perfect. Chef's kiss, all right? Big slave.
I love you. I love you for being so kind. So kind. It was terrible, but I'll take it. The best part is, so I actually found Ramy online on Instagram, and you have some really great content. You've been posting some really great videos. And I just I can't remember which one it was that I was like, I need to follow this girl. But you were talking about your journey as a police officer, and you are very similar to me, very authentic, no bullshit. This is what it's fucking really like. And I just was like, damn, yes, finally another female who's willing to speak up and be like, actually, this is what it's really fucking like. And I knew instantly, I was like, she's got to come on the podcast. And then we had to navigate time changes. So for my listeners in Canada, it is 5:30 p.m. here on Monday. It is 9:30 a.m. tomorrow in Australia. So we had to we had to coordinate all of our stuff. Yes, and get ourselves organized, but we made it happen, which is incredible. So I want to jump right into it because I'm so fascinated with what you're doing, and again, the content you're putting out and the messages that you're sharing, the information, and just again, the no bullshit, this is the truth about it. So tell me all about it. How did you come to law enforcement? How did you come to policing? What drew you to it? And then what caused you to leave? Because that's a big part of this.
That's my most asked question. Why did you leave? But we'll backtrack. So I applied for Victoria Police. I want to say maybe I was 22 and I'm 30 now. And I just finished uni. I did criminology and psych. And I was like, I don't want to sit in an office every day. I was like, I just want to be out and about. I want to help people. That was my dream. That was my goal. If I joined Victoria Police, it's because I truly just want to help people. So I applied when I finished uni, and I don't know what it's like over there, but there's so many steps in the recruitment process. So for us, it was like an exam, a video interview, a fitness test, and then online psych testing. So there were so many steps. I got all the way through to the psych interview. And oh my God, I look back and think, what was that 22-year-old version of me even saying? I was like, girl, what the hell? What do you mean this is how we deal with the stress? What do you mean this is what we're doing at 22? And I think it was a week later, they sent me an email and they rejected me. And I was shattered. I was like, oh my God, 22, my world is over. You know when everything is so dramatic in your early 20s?
Yep.
And what happens with Victoria is if you fail a certain stage of the recruitment process, you have to wait a whole year before you reapply, and you've got to start all over again. So I just took it on the chin, and I was like, you know what? Let me actually make sure. I'm a very big believer of rejection is redirection. At the time, I thought it was the end of the world, but I look back and think that was everything I needed. So I went and got a job as a legal assistant at a law firm here, because I was like, I still like crime. I still like the legal side of things. How can I learn? And I did that job for a year, and it made me realize how much more I want to be a cop. It just really solidified. I fucking hate sitting in an office every day behind a screen. I was like, where's the action? No one knows who I am behind this behind this phone call. I want to be front facing, right? So it was just over a year and I was about to apply. And this is going to get real deep real quick, but this is me. And the day I was going to reapply, I found out my dad passed away. And I know it was so interesting. I think back and I'm like, maybe it wasn't my time yet. Like maybe it's going to wait a little bit longer. So I waited like 3 to 4 months, went through, all of that. And then I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I'm a completely different woman now. Like that experience of losing my dad changed everything for me. It gave me this new version of me that was like, fuck, if I can handle that, I can handle policing very well. This is not going to be that hard anymore, right? So I reapplied, did all the stages again, got all the way to the end, and I made it. It took me like 6 to 8 months. It's a bit of a decent process here. Finally got in, and I remember getting that email, and I would have been maybe 25 now. And I just cried so much. I don't know if you remember when you first got in, but I remember seeing that email and I couldn't believe it. I was just overwhelmed with so much emotion and gave my workplace 4 weeks. And I was like, see you guys, I'm going to the academy. And I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I joined in September 2020. And the academy process, because it was COVID, it was actually really different for us. And it was a little gut-wrenching because we were wearing masks, we had to social distance, we couldn't even sit right next to each other in the classrooms. It was like that meter or two or whatever. I mean, I don't know what it was like over there, but in Victoria, it was fucked. It was like, oh my God, they were so strict with us. I don't know if you guys saw from across the world, but like, it was hard. It was a really, really hard time. And they wouldn't even let us do like gym sessions because gyms were closed. So they were like, sorry, do you have any physical activity? Even when it came to like the tactical sessions, they were like, oh, you're not allowed to touch each other. And I remember thinking, what's going to happen when we go in the real world? What's going to happen when we deal with crooks, mate? Like, how are you preparing us? So it was really challenging and it created a bit of a distance, I want to say, within our squad, because they're called squads going to the academy, because we couldn't hang out. We weren't allowed to go out for dinners or bevs after. There was no like connection. So it was really challenging. And I think by the end of it, Victoria was like out of lockdown, in lockdown, out of lockdown, in lockdown. So every week the rules were changing inside of the academy. It was so challenging. We weren't allowed to have placement. So usually in the academy, you get to have placement where you get to go to the city for a few days and then you get to go to your station for a week. We didn't get to have any of that because they were like, you're not allowed to go outside and come back. So we did the straight 5-6 months in the academy. Finally graduated. And luckily when we did graduate, we were slowly coming back out. Because I want to say that was like March 2021, I think. So when I did placement in the city and I loved it, I was like, this is so cool. Our city's very busy. Like there's a lot going on in our city. And I remember like the first night I already went to like a stabbing. I was like, whoa, like I'm fucking straight into this, like balls all day one. I couldn't believe it. And then after that, we go and do placement at road policing. So where they send out all the booze buses and the drug buses, they send you there for a placement. And we did 11 weeks there, which was really long. And I hated it. I was like, it's where you have like the sites. I assume you guys have that too, the sites where they have like the breathalyzers and they're like, yeah. So we did for 11 weeks and I just found that so boring. I was like, oh my God, I'm just like, where's the action? But you don't have a lot of control over the placements, of course, because you're still part of the academy. You're like on probation for 18 months after you graduate. So after I finished the road policing, I got sent to a station for 3 months, which is like your training station. And it was a really quiet station. I reckon I picked up like 3 files, like in 3 months. It was so quiet. I was so bored. And it really taught me that with policing, it's so luck of the draw. It's really dependent on what station you get, right? You could go somewhere really quiet. Anyway, when my 3 months was done, we got an email of where our next 18 months would be. And the station that I got was one of the stations where people react, where they go, oh shit, good luck. And I was like, oh my God, I'm fucked. Like, where am I going? And it felt like the deep end. Day one of this new station was like my whole 3 months at the other. Like it was fucking full on, like people in and out the door, phones don't stop ringing. When you're on the van, it is job to job. And because we were like slowly coming out of COVID, we're really under resourced. Like our academy barely pumping anyone out. We were going from like, they would do double squads at a time. So it'd be 40 people at a time every fortnight to, they were lucky to even get one squad at a time. Like it drastically reduced.
Whoa.
So we were getting no one at the station. So while we were losing officers, crime was increasing. And it was just the hardest time. And I think what was challenging is we'd have members go, before COVID, it was so much more fun and everyone really liked us. And since COVID, the community just looked at us so differently, just so different. We were forced to do so many things that we didn't want to do. And anyway, it was very, very challenging. So yeah, I ended up staying at this station for a good 3 years because I realized how much I loved a fast-paced environment. I love working hard. I love it. Like I thrive in the chaos because I'm very efficient. I'm like, yeah, I can think quick, I can act quick, let's fucking go. And it got to 2023 when I went through a very drastic breakup in my personal life. And it kind of shattered the way I looked at everything. And it made me, I guess, change the way I was looking at policing because I was like, I joined to help people, but I don't know if I'm really helping them in the way that I thought. There's not a lot of satisfaction. It was putting crooks away, putting offenders away for the next day, the courts to go, you're out and about. I don't know what your courts there, but over here it's, you do the fucking most. You do so much fucking work just for the magistrate to go, click, see ya. And then you're arresting the same person over and over and over again. The same kids. I don't know about your youth crime over there, but the youth crime here has fucking skyrocketed. Like, because kids are just like clearly allowed to do whatever the fuck they want in Victoria. And that just made policing challenging and everybody was just fatigued. Everybody was just fucking over all the hard work going down the fucking drain. And that's what I was feeling like. I was like, I'm losing my passion of helping victims because the courts are not allowing me to actually do that. And I hired a mindset coach. I'd never known what they were like. I had tried the counseling, tried the podcasts and the books and all the surface level stuff. And I was like, all right, I think it's time to really peel back the layers and figure out what the fuck I'm doing with my life. And she just re-energized me in some way. Like she just really helped me refocus my passion and reminded me that, yes, I do want to fucking help people, but maybe it's at a broader scale. And I went and did some courses in another state called neuro-linguistic programming, which is what I'm qualified in, and breath work. And then I decided, you know what, like, I'm going to start a fucking business. It was just very, like, that's just the sort of person I am. I'm just like, here's my decision. I'm just going to fucking do it. And I did it. That was in March 2024, so 2 years ago. And this is what created the domino effect, I guess, to me leaving Victoria Police. Because I started the business and in my ideal world, I was like, all right, I'm going to work part-time. I'm going to do both. It's going to be great. Victoria Police had a different idea for me, and they pretty much said, you can't do that. And you have to apply for something called secondary employment when you want to make money outside of being a police officer. So I put in the application, told them I want to do a mindset coaching business. And they said, no, this is a conflict of interest. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. I hope everyone can see your reaction. Yeah, that was my reaction too. And I was fucking fuming. I was like, you're telling me I can't help people while I'm in a job where I'm supposed to help people. And that was a battle that lasted 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months of me having meetings, conversations, me going into the boss's office fucking crying, me telling them I'm doing this thing either way. Like I don't think they realized how headstrong I was in this decision. And it got to this point where I was like, I was just sad that I wasn't getting the support and all this hard work I'd been putting into this organization, all this effort just for them to go, too bad, so sad about your personal life. Like flexibility is their core fucking pillar. And I'm like, where's the flexibility? I'm not getting there. I'm not experiencing it. And I always heard from other members, when you want something, that's when you realize what this organization is like. And I always used to be like, nah, it's great. I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And then I realized for myself, okay, this is a lot harder than I thought. And it really turned me into a person that was the complete opposite of what I was trying to promote. I was becoming angry and sad and so burnt out because I was doing both. I was like, well, I'm doing this business anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing shift work, doing the business, started a podcast, and I was exhausted. And unfortunately got to a point where I had to tell them, I was like, you either approve this or I'm going on unpaid leave, which unpaid leave is where you're still employed, but you're not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. I shit you not, 3 days later, they approved my application, of course, for me to stay.
Mm-hmm.
By that point, I was kind of over it. I was like, I think I'm going to move stations. I'm going to just start fresh, change my environment, see how we go. So end of 2024, I was like, I'm going to move. So I moved closer to home, change of scenery. It was near the beach. It was prettier. I was like, maybe if my environment is happier and prettier, maybe I'll feel better. Wasn't the case. I went there and I was like, this is the same shit. This is the same shit in another station.
Mm-hmm.
No support. No one knows me. So I felt like I was getting judged from every eye. And because it was another busy station, I don't know about you guys, but I experienced like it's hard to make friendships because you're never working with the same person when it is somewhere busy. The roster is rotating. My most asked question is like, do you have a partner? I'm like, nah, we're on a rotating roster. It's always changing.
Mm-hmm.
And then halfway through last year, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like the anxiety, the stress, I was like, there's no support. If I can't work part-time, I can't do both. And I went away to Europe with my partner. And while we were away, I was like, I can't come back. I actually can't come back to this job. And I remember the day I returned, I sent an email to the boss and I was like, I just want to have a meeting. Because I was like, maybe I'll try and ask for part-time again. And then a few days later, I was like, I'm going to resign. I'm just going to fucking do it. And I shit you not, like that relief, like, because it's a scary decision. I've spoken to so many people that are like, I want to quit, but I'm scared. I want to quit, but I don't know how to do it. And I mean, this was like almost 18 months in the making for me to resign. I wish I could say it was an overnight thing and I did it so easily, but it was fucking hard. Like to leave a place where you feel like you really belong, I guess, like that camaraderie, that the brotherhood, the sisterhood. And I resigned and, I'm so grateful. I miss it, but equally I'm like, it was the best decision because now I get to do this and I want to be on this podcast with you because when I was in policing, they were very much like, well, don't talk about being a police officer on social media. They're very strict here. You are not like, you're pretty much not allowed. Like if I was posting all of that stuff now, they probably would have fired me. Like you can't talk about this. So I look back and think, wow, there is so much change I've been able to create from outside that there was no way I was able to do inside. So anyway, I don't know how long I yapped for. Thank you for listening.
You know what? I knew when you first came on the pod, I was like, this girl is literally my fucking twin. And she lives in the southern hemisphere. Like, swear to God, your journey and I are identical. The only thing that's different is that it took me 17 years before I made the decision to leave. But literally exactly the same thing. I joined when I was 22. I did criminology and psychology in university. I joined, again, I talk about it all the time on the podcast, how I thought that I was a very mature 22-year-old when I applied. I thought I was very worldly. You guys, I had lived in the UK for a year. I had a degree. Like, I understood the world. No, I was a fucking baby. I didn't know shit. I was 22. I knew fucking nothing. I knew nothing about inmates. I knew nothing about I was like, yeah, okay, great. I'd like, give me this uniform and I'm just going to go out there. And this this fucking child is going to go on this unit with these murderers and be like, you need to lock up. Right? It was a fucking child. And so again, I totally get it. And I feel like, because I was in longer than you. And so I talk about this in the podcast too, is your career goes in like 2-year waves. So we start something and we're like, oh my God, this is the fucking coolest thing. And this is I'm like, oh my God, I love this, like action. It's incredible. And I'm the same as you. Fast paced. I could not work in a fucking office. I did it for a year on a special project. I fucking hated my life, right? I worked at the busiest jail in Canada. Like it's fucking nonstop chaos. All like phones, like you said, phones never stop ringing. There's always a code. There's always something going on. And I loved it. I thrived in the chaos too. Loved it. But you hit that 2 years, and then after 2 years, you kind of start to go like, wait a minute, this is not as fun. I'm not really helping people. I'm not really making the difference that I thought I was going to be making. I'm, maybe getting, for me, I got changed from the unit that I was on that I really liked and the partners that I really liked. I got changed shifts. So different troop, different rotation, total different group of people. Didn't really know anybody. Again, like you said, our roster was always changing, always had different partners. They were shitty partners. I was paired up with really shitty people. And so you kind of hit that like, I don't like this. This is not fun. Right. And so grounded out for, another 2 years, maybe like a year then, and then got switched back to the old shift that I was on that I loved. And that then you go up the roller coaster again. You're like, oh yes, everything's great. I love it. Great. New place, new people. Oh, yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Right. And then something happens, whatever the fuck it is. And then you're back down in the dumps. Right. And so it's that roller coaster of like, things are great. Things are shitty. Things are great. Things are shitty. Right. Yeah. And so you just like hit that roller coaster. And exactly the same as you, I hit that point where I call it then where the rose-colored glasses fall off. Yes. And now all of a sudden you see what it's actually like and you can never unsee it. Like before you kind of had it, like you kind of knew that it was shitty. Yeah. Like you kind of knew that there was like shitty shit going on. And every so often you'd get smacked with it. Like, I mean, again, I got smacked a couple times throughout my career where I was like, well, fuck, that's not nice. And I didn't like that. And that's an investigation. And that's a discipline against me. And that's getting called to the boss's office and get my ass chewed out. Like, okay, don't like it. Right. But so you kind of knew that it was happening. You kind of knew, like you said, like flexibility is their pillar, respect, accountability, integrity, excellence are their pillars. And they don't fucking do any of them. Right. Like, and so you kind of know, but it's like, it takes like the one big thing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I can never unsee this. Like I can never be in that like ignorant bliss anymore of like how shitty this actually is. And there's no going back from that. Like once it's there, it's like, well, fuck, the only way is to leave. Cause I can't, at least for me, and I think you're the same, my moral compass, my inner being, I couldn't like once I actually saw it, I was like, like when I left, I was so disgusted. And when I wrote, like, cause they don't do exit interviews for us. And same thing, the same thing. I only waited a month, but I only waited a month because I was in such like a mental fucking crisis of like suicidal, like not well, like thinking my life is like falling apart, right? Like, what am I doing? I'm going to lose this career. I like, this 17 years and all the things. And I went to school for this. It's the only thing I know. And so for me, only a month where I was like, oh, I got to fucking pull the pin. I got to do something because I can't go back. I cannot go back now knowing this. And I can't go forward knowing this. So like, what am I going to do? And for me, like, again, when I quit, I literally woke up in the middle of the night, just like you did for me to start my business. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start Blue Line and I'm just going to do this. And my husband was like, you don't know anything about owning a business. And I was like, nope, I sure fucking know, but I'm going to figure it out. I'll figure it out. Like
anything's better.
Totally.
Seriously.
I'll fucking make it work. Like I have a great work ethic. I'll fucking make it work. Right. And so it was that point where I was like, same thing, like just boom, okay, decision made. And when I sent in my resignation letter, it was like the exact same thing. What? No, like you're not, no, you're not actually quitting. Like, come on in, let's have a meeting. And I was like, no, like you are fucking assholes. Like, and I've seen it now all the way up the chain, like not just at my director's level. Like I've seen it all the way up to the top. So I can see how corrupt and garbage you are all the way through. No, you like, I don't care what carrot you want to dangle. I'm not coming back. Like it's not happening. And same thing when I made that decision and I just like that relief, that sensation of just like, oh my God, like, yes, right? The best. And I said in my closing like email that I sent to the executive director, I said, I know I'm not going to get an exit interview. So here's what's fucking really going on. You say you want to know, you want to fix it and you want to make it better and you want the culture to be better. Let me fucking tell you how to do it. And I like unleashed on this email. And again, has anything changed in the 6 years since I've been gone? No. Has it gotten worse? Yes. Right. But I literally said, I used to have pride in putting this uniform on. I used to have pride in the role that I played in the building that I worked and the work that I did with these people. And I want to burn this uniform. That's how disgusted I am with you and this agency and this uniform and this job and the people. Like I was so fucking done with it. And so yeah, when you see that once that realization hits and you're just like, no, I can't do it anymore. I absolutely can't. So yeah, like I said, I mean, literally.
I can't believe that you don't do exit interviews. Like that blew my mind. I was like, don't you want to know why your members are leaving? I feel like that's probably a good idea, buddy. Yep. Anyway, yeah.
But it's because they don't, or you might get a good boss. Cause I will say not everybody is shitty. Not every boss was shitty. Not every partner was shitty. I had great times throughout my career. Not all of it was a garbage fucking dumpster fire. Some of it was, but not all of it. And not all the managers and not all of the supervisors and the directors and stuff were shitty. But the ones, and again, this is how I found it because I started as frontline. I moved into management. So when I left, I was one of the upper managers and I went into it because I was like, I need to change all the shit that I went through. This needs to change. And the only way for it to change is if I get in there because these fuckers aren't going to do it. Right. But then to realize when you get there, it's just you. You're the only fucking person who's willing to speak up, who's willing to actually put your fucking ass on the line, who's willing to put your fucking job on the line sometimes. And what does that do for you? Oh, it just makes your fucking life worse. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make it better for anybody. It just makes your fucking job, your 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours or 16 hours, whatever you're putting in that day, that much fucking harder because you're the one who's willing to take the risk. You're the one that's willing to put your neck out and say, this is fucking wrong and we need to change it. And then put that forward and it just go like, okay, like you said, thank you. Ping, bye. See you later. We don't give a shit. Thank you so much for bringing that forward. We don't care, or we don't have the money, or we don't have the time to do it. And it's like, but you know that if we did these things, like those 30 officers that we lost last month, we wouldn't have lost them because we can make one simple change and we could retain 30 staff. But okay, we don't have the time or the money to do that. So we'll just hire and train 30 new people who have no fucking clue what they're doing and then put them out in the jail with cons that know exactly what they're doing because that's why they're in there. And like that's a better solution. Okay, yeah, that's a better solution. Like what the fuck? Like so.
Oh, I know. It's wild.
So when you're doing this coaching, because I love this. I'm a yogi too. So breath work, again, 100% all for it. Absolutely love it. It's literally, and I say this all the time, like yoga, like starting doing yoga. So I started doing yoga in like 2013 and then started teaching in 2015. And it was a game changer for me. Like, even though I was still a fucking basket case when I left in 2019, I think if I hadn't have been doing yoga steadily for those 4 years, like I would have hit that wall way fucking sooner. Like the ability to sit with yourself, the ability to sit in stillness, the ability to sit with your breath, to actually do a reset just with a meditation or with breath work or just fucking being quiet and laying down and just fucking being like game changer. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So what, like, what was it? Because I want to take you back because you said that you'd hired the mindset coach. And so what was it? Like, was there a single touch point in those sessions or like that work where you were like, bing, oh, that is it. That is what I needed, or that is what I need to focus on. And that's what drove you to do this work?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Blue Line Fitness Testing is a premier law enforcement fitness testing and training center based in Edmonton. Specializing in helping individuals prepare for the physical demands of a career in law enforcement, we offer comprehensive fitness evaluations, specialized training programs, and classes tailored to meet the unique needs of our clients. Our facility hosts a range of classes and are committed to fostering a supportive and empowering environment where clients can achieve their fitness goals. Our team includes experienced trainers who bring specialized expertise in law enforcement, self-defense, personal training, and rehabilitation. We engage through our community through challenges, events, and our podcast, and we are dedicated to helping individuals succeed in their fitness journeys and career aspirations in law enforcement. Are you looking to get started with your career? Come see Blue Line Fitness Testing, and we'll get you there.
Yeah, so when we worked together, she was qualified in NLP as well, so neuro-linguistic programming, and I just had no idea what that was. So when I was working with her, I was a bit like, how the fuck have I been living not knowing these simple things? Whether it was the breath work, or I guess NLP is really about your language and how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, how you understand yourself. And because before that I was very dysregulated, I was very reactive, very emotional, very angry. And with working with her, I was like, wait, it's this simple. Why has no one taught me this? And it was almost like out of frustration. I was like, why the fuck do people not know how life-changing these simple, small tools are? Why are we not taught this? So for me, when I was working with her, I guess she sort of encouraged me a little bit. She was like, why don't you just go and do the course and see how you feel? Because the course wasn't necessarily, it's not like a business course. It was a personal development course where I guess a lot of people do come out as coaches. So I was just at this point in my life where I was like, I'm single, like I've just moved out with some roomies. I've got nothing to lose. Like I've got the money at that time to go invest in these courses. And for me, I was just trusting the breadcrumbs. I was like, okay, this might be the next step then. So then when I went into the course day one, I was like, this is fucking like the course just changed my life. I'm very much like, hey, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go all in. And I just went all in and I was like, wow, I can go and teach this to people. It was like, it was, I guess, like a real quick thing because being a business owner was never, ever, ever a thought. Like I didn't join Vic Pole thinking I'm going to then start a business and change lives online. That was not like even like 2.5 years ago, that did not exist. Now I'm like, I can't even imagine not doing it. But yeah, I guess for me, it was just trusting the breadcrumbs and just going, okay, I can help people more. And obviously I thought I'd be able to do that in Vic Pole, like in Victoria Police. But I guess that's what made me realize, no, the universe was like, you're not doing this here, sweetie. Like you're meant for more. So yeah, that was kind of a switch to me. And also she taught me about breath work. And the same thing as you, just learning how to regulate your emotions has such an impact in this type of job, especially in policing, because of the shit you see and do and smell and touch. It's like, you've got to be regulated. You've got to be calm. You can't be explosive because the members that are, and they come in so hot-headed and then wonder why the job gets all fucking ruined. It's like, because of you, mate. Like it's not. And that's what I've realized since leaving is that they don't teach any of this shit. And that's why I've been speaking a lot more about shift work, a lot more about policing, because before I quit, I wasn't. It was very much like, I can help everyone and I still can. But I've realized like, in the academy, they don't teach you nervous system regulation. They don't teach you breath work. They don't teach you how to be calm. They don't teach you how to be relaxed. They don't even fucking teach you how to communicate. Like these are the key, these should be the core pillars when it comes to policing. And if that's taught, I genuinely believe people are actually going to enjoy their job more because they're then I guess like they're not relying on other people to take care of themselves because they've been taught how to do it themselves. And that's what I want to do now is teach you to take care of yourself so you can either decide for yourself if this job is for you or for not. Because it isn't for everyone, unfortunately.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that is definitely the one thing we fall down and we consistently fall down on is training people. Again, we don't, I mean, yes, like, because again, I do the fitness side of things and fitness testing and being fit for duty and all that stuff. Yes, physical fitness, absolutely. Fucking you need it. Like, because it's not if you're going to get into a fight, it's when you're going to get into a fight. That's just that is a reality of this job. Doesn't matter what fucking first responder career you take now either. Firefighters are getting attacked, paramedics are getting, like, it doesn't talk about, you better be fucking fit and you better be ready.
Weight. It's so heavy. The vest, the belt, it's fucking a lot. You've got to be strong.
Yes. Yeah. But it's the mental side of things that we fall down on. And again, the communication, the
Yeah.
regulation, that if you're coming in fucking hot, how do you, what makes you think that this situation is going to go anywhere else but fucking explosive if you're already coming in hot? And sometimes it's just because that's the type of fucking person they are, pain in the fucking ass. Hated
Mhm.
working with those people. But sometimes it's just that you've just come from a fucking hot call and you are coming straight into the next one, and there has not been a second to even fucking switch gears to go from holy fuck, I just had to scrap somebody to now, oh my god, I have somebody that's suicidal and I'm trying to fucking regulate myself so I can bring myself down and be able to talk this person down, but I am still fucking up here because that's what I just came out of, right? And so again, that ability to like a quick switch, is there, how can we train our officers, how can we train our staff so that there is at least a smidge of time where we can do a quick reset, or we can do like just a fucking, as I'm coming in, I have a way to reset my body and say, I'm coming into this call fresh. I'm coming in regulated.
Yeah.
And so I want you to break down, because again, you said it very well. Not everybody knows about NLP. And so for all of our listeners out there that may have heard it, maybe they've seen, they've seen the acronym NLP. Can you give me like a Coles Notes version on what NLP is, what would be covered during sessions, and what people would be kind of like looking for during these things, and walking away with?
Yeah. So with NLP, it's having the ability to notice the language, like your language, right? Because how many times do you hear people say, I can't do this, I'm not good at that, oh, I'm so shit at this thing, blah, 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 right? Our language is so powerful. We don't realize how much we hold ourselves back with just the way that we speak, right? Oh, it's too cold outside, I can't go for a walk. It's too, whatever. Insert your excuses here.
Yeah.
When it comes to my sessions or NLP specifically, it's just teaching you how to challenge that. Instead of I can't, it's well, how can you? Oh, I'm really shit with money. Oh, when did you decide that? It's simple questions that change your entire thought process. And when we do that, and I feel like it's so easy for me to say this because this is how NLP changed my life because I allowed it to. And that's the
Mhm.
key here. That when it comes to any mindset work, breath work, nervous system regulation, if you're one of those people that say it doesn't work, you just haven't done it enough. Maybe you haven't done it with the right person. Maybe you've given it one shot and thought, no, that's not it. What I like to, I guess, and this is why I love being realistic. I love being so honest with people because this could take you weeks. It could take you months. It could take you years before you go, oh my God, this all makes fucking sense now. And
Mhm.
that's kind of what NLP teaches you. It's like, especially in adulthood, we have very strong beliefs, very, very strong beliefs as an adult. And we don't realize sometimes those beliefs came from our parents. They came from work. They came from friends. They're not even ours. And it's
Mhm.
like, we're letting this belief dictate our life.
Mhm.
It's not even true anymore. And I get to teach people now that no matter what age you're at, no matter what career, partner, culture, whatever, you can change that all by changing your language.
That is, it's like you said, language is so powerful in so many different ways, right? Like in so many different ways. I always say for me, it's the choice. And I was talking about this. I'm a radio host on the Thin Line Rock Station, which is a rock station out of the States. And so I get to do a radio show every Wednesday. I love it. It's super fun. Play a bunch of rad music and kind of jump on and talk shit in between, which is really up my alley. But I was literally just doing my show, and I was talking about like the choices. Every day you have a choice to decide how your day is going to go. Everything you do, you have a choice. You have a choice to decide, are you going to do this, or are you going to do this? And so we get stuck in, like you said, that rut of like, oh well, I have to, or like this is the only. No, you always have a choice. You always have a choice. And even like, oh fuck, I dropped my tea this morning and I spilled it all over the place, and now I don't have tea, and I'm really fucking mad and I'm annoyed. Am I going to let that be
Mm,
how I go through the rest of my day? Am I going to let that set the tone that this is a shitty day because I dropped my tea, and now the next shitty thing is going to happen, and the next shitty thing is going to happen? Because I also believe in that. What you put out there is what comes back to you, right? So now I've spilled my tea and I'm going to be in a shitty mood. So now I'm going to catch my coat on the hook on the door, and then I'm going to fucking freak out because I'm fucking stuck on the door,
yeah.
and I'm already fucking mad because now I don't have fucking tea, and then I'm going to get in my car and the radio's not going to be on the right, like, like, and it's just. But if you can take that moment to say, Well, that really fucking sucks. I am actually pretty pissed that I don't have my tea because I really was looking forward to it and now I have no caffeine and god damn it. But like moving
That's
on,
it.
like it has happened.
Can I do? I think a lot of people think with mindset work that you've got to be fucking positive poly 24/7. That's not the case. Like you're allowed to be angry. Like I encourage those emotions with my clients. I'm like, the last thing you want to do is resent feeling sad and then one day you just explode with sadness. It's about regulating and maintaining it and just deciding, yeah, that thing did actually fucking piss me off. But am I gonna let my conditions dictate my whole day? No, I'm not, because I'm in control. And like you said, it's a choice. You get to decide. And that's really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Cause that is exactly it. The emotions is a big thing for me too, is like, am I going to let this just derail my day and just be fucking mad over stupid things? Or am I gonna, like, I'm going to take it in a different direction. And the positive poly, because again, as a yogi, right? Everyone's like, oh, like, what do you want me to just be like woo-saw all fucking day? No, because I'm not. Clearly, fucking look at me. Am I that? No, but I am a yogi and I do love yoga and I do love meditation and I do love breath work. But it doesn't mean that I become like fucking guru over here that nothing bothers me, clearly, because I'm a spaz half the time. Like, so clearly doing yoga does not solve that part.
Yeah, I get it.
But I do like again, I like that it's the choice and it's the words that we choose and it's even the intention that we put behind the words, right? Because sometimes words are just words. Like really, they can be super powerful and sometimes they're just words. But it's the meaning, the intention, the emotion that we put behind those things that also change how those words affect us or affect other people. And so I think that's a very key thing. So I really like that. And the fact that NLP is very accessible. Like it's not like it's like you have to change your whole entire world and now you're gluten-free, vegan, and you can't have any of these things.
It is actually so simple and realistic. That's what I took away when I did the course. Like it was long days. It was a 7-day course, but from like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Huge days. But by the end of it, I was like, I haven't drastically changed my life. I've just changed the way I speak, which has in turn drastically changed my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. And so with your business, so your online coaching, which means, hey guys, Canada, guess what? You just have to sort out the fucking time change, but you can talk to her. You can book in with her. So how does that work for you? Like, are you taking new clients? Are you, what does it look like? And is it a focus on first responders?
It is at the moment, big focus on first responders and just shift workers in general, because when I left shift work, I've realized like, I feel so lucky that I was in the personal development space, a little bit like you, like your yoga really helped you, right? For me, if I just resigned as that dysregulated version of me, oh my God, I'd be struggling. I would, because there's no support. You leave police. I've never had a phone call from the union, an old boss saying, hey, how you doing? Like, yes, I'm a public figure online, but you just see what I show you. Right? What if no call from an ex-boss being like, thank you so much for serving. Not even a fucking email when I finished to say, thank you for your time. Like nothing, right? I was so glad that I had friends in my station and they brought me a cake and balloons and I felt so grateful for that. But sorry, that was to divert, but it made me realize like, fuck, shift workers, coppers, ambos, they need fucking help, man, because their corporations are not helping them. So the way I run my sessions, I've got a couple of things. Yes, I do like one-to-one. So you've got like the very intimate space with me. You get access to my WhatsApp. So we literally just talk every single day and become literally best friends, I like to call it. You can book a call via the link in my bio on Instagram, or you can just DM me. I fucking love to chat. Like literally like you and me. We just yapped for ages and now here we are on a fucking podcast episode together. Slay. Yeah. And then I also created this community called the Resilience Army. So it's this platform where it's very self-paced, which also works for shift workers, because I think a lot of shift workers think that they can't commit to these things because they don't have time. They're too tired. So I created this space where you just come and go as you please. There's heaps of resources. If you want to jump on the call every fortnight, go for it. Otherwise, it's recorded. You can watch it whenever you like. Really big, beautiful, open space in there. So, there's a couple of options and ways that people can work with me, which is so exciting. It's really evolved. It's not, I assume with you too, like your business, it just evolves, doesn't it? As you evolve, it's like, wow, this thing would not have existed if I didn't quit and It's just crazy. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
I 100%. I literally, like, so this weekend we had a big event. It's our female first responder day. And so I bring in like 15 different agencies, everything from police, fire, ambulance, military, and they set up their booths and then it's open for women. It's a free event. And so we encourage women to drop in and ask their questions because I find obviously, if you go to a traditional career fair, who's pushing to the front, who's asking all their questions? The men, right? And the women, we just kind of like hang out on the fringes unless you're me. And then I'm just like fucking barging in there, like, actually, I have a question. Get out of the way, men. But like most women hang out on the fringes, right? And they just kind of like lean in and listen, but they don't actually get the opportunity to ask the questions. Or the person that they're asking the question of is a male. And so maybe they don't feel comfortable asking the question that they have, like, hey, what happens if I get pregnant? Hey, what happens when I'm on mat leave? Hey, what happens when I'm a mom and I'm trying to fucking work shift work, right? And like, so they don't have that opportunity. And so for this event, I try and get female recruiters to come out as well. So it's females that can come in and they can talk to the female recruiters. And when I started the event 4 years ago, I think we had like 4 people that came to the event. It was very sad. I was very depressed. I was so upset because I worked so hard to make this big event. Well, we just had the event again, 4 years now. We had 55 people come through the door and it was awesome. And the energy was amazing. And, and so like, again, you think about like, when I thought back then, if I would have quit, if I would have been like, oh, that event was a flop, like, I guess I'm not going to do it. Or just fucking keep pounding it out. Like sometimes it's going to evolve. It's going to change. When I look back at like newsletters that I used to send out 6 years ago or 4 years ago or 3 years ago, social media content that I used to put out, I'm like, you are the biggest fucking loser in the world. Like, can we delete that, please? Because you're such a loser. And then I'm like, you know what? No, because it fucking shows. It shows like how we evolve, how we grow, how we change, what things that we are willing to share and not share. And then when you get to a different stage in your life, what you're now willing to share. Because I was saying too, like last year was a big, like, not like a healing journey for me, but like I'm going to be softer. I'm not going to be as like I am all the time because it's exhausting, first of all. And I've just evolved in my age. I've gotten older and, like little shit that used to bug me. I'm like, fuck it. I don't got the energy to give a shit about that. Whereas before I would have been raging. Right. And so like even those changes that happen. And so then your business evolves with that because now things that you used to get all fired up, you're like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. People are stupid. Fuck it. Like whatever, Yeah. I love that. I love that. Okay. Well, I want to start to wrap up because I think you're going to have really great answers for these ones because again, just because you're in Australia. And the other thing I was going to say too, before we started recording, we were kind of talking and what resonated with me again for your content was like, oh my God. So she's in Australia, we're in Canada, and she is talking about the same fucking shit that happens here. And it's happening across the world, which tells me that I'm not the only person who was feeling this way. I'm not the only person who, was going through that stuff. And yes, right. Like it's so when you know that it's not just you, that's also like a relief too of being like, oh, so I'm not the problem. Okay, great. Because you can internalize that a lot, right? Like I'm sure you were made to feel that you were the problem when it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't you. It was the fucking policy and it was the agency. And even when you said, like when you left, nobody fucking reached out. That to me was a big, again, rose-colored glasses fell off because those brothers and sisters that I thought were my solid friends and like, people that I thought were going to give a shit didn't fucking reach out when I left. They didn't, nobody, they literally, I left, they posted my job 2 days later, boom, fuck it. And the next greedy sucker that wanted that manager's position was out there fucking sucking dick at the boss's office to get in. And it was just like, I was like, so all of that time and energy and care and compassion and, drive that I poured into this job doesn't fucking matter. Didn't fucking matter. They just filled it the next day.
I was told that many times. You're just a number, and that fucking grinded my gears so hard. Like I could count on my hands how many people have checked in on me since I left, and people don't realize how hard it is until you actually go because you're so consumed when you're in it. Like that's your world, and then you're out, and you're like, "What the fuck have I been doing?" And it's just. Anyway, the best decision I ever made still.
Yes. And again, I'm totally with you. Yep. Okay. So let's wrap up. Really fun ones. So rapid fire questions. Number one, I always ask, what was your favorite food or snack while you were on shift?
Okay, in the area that I worked at, they had the best fucking banh mi's. And we would just go get a banh mi, pull around the side, smash it, and then go to our next job.
What is a banh mi?
Oh my God. It's like an Asian roll. Oh my God. Really? Do you guys have banh mi's over there?
I mean, maybe we do, but maybe they're called something different. Is it like a Vietnamese, like, is it like a
Vietnamese roll.
okay,
Like
Vietnamese.
not a rice paper roll, like an actual bread roll with meat, chili, and all this other stuff in it.
Okay, so I think it
You
could
gotta
just
have
be
it.
me.
We'll call something else. We'll call it a Viet roll or something.
I think it is. I think it's called a Vietnamese sub. I think that we call them here.
Right, like it is like kind of like a sub.
Yeah.
Just call it a banh mi.
Okay. Oh my God, I love it. But a great one. Okay, so I've never actually tried one. So now I'm gonna go and try one.
Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. If you get it from the right place and they've got the right bread, it's all about the bread. Got to get good bread.
Okay, so all of our listeners, if you knew exactly what she was talking about and you're like, holy fuck, Nikki, you're dumb, let me know. Let me know. Send me a message. And then if you know a really great place to get one, also send it to me and I will go and get one this week because I'm down. I'm in. I'm in for trying this delicious food. I was gonna say, if you say a fucking Vegemite sandwich, I will fucking end this podcast right now.
I hate Vegemite, dude. Disgusting. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck.
When I lived in the UK, because they have Marmite, right? Same fucking thing. And so my flatmates, we would come home from the pub hammered and they would make Marmite toast and be like, oh, so good. Nom, nom. And I would be like, no, like
never catch me eating that. Never.
No. Disgusting. No. Disgusting. So okay, I love it. Okay, number 2 question. So you said you were working in Victoria, but did you within that and you got to do these different kind of roles and things like that? What was your favorite kind of like location within Victoria to work in? And I'm going to say I have no fucking clue about the city whatsoever. So anything you tell me, I'll be like, wow.
I feel like it's such a catch-22 because the very busy station I was at, the suburb, we'll say, was like grim and gloomy, but I had some of the best jobs there because it was so busy. So the crime was like super intense, gangs, all that sort of shit. But then when I moved to like the southeast, like the coastline and near the beach, like even if you're having a shit day and if you've got a chance to just go and look at the ocean, that was just the best. Like that, because the other station up, there was no, you're like dead center. Like it's just grim, ugly there. But yeah, moving near the beach area, everybody wants to be near the beach, really, like in Victoria. It's beautiful. It's like if you've got a quiet 6 a.m. shift, you just go watch the sunrise with your coffee. At my other station, we were not fucking doing that. We were coming at 6 a.m. and poor night shift had 4 jobs that they couldn't get to. So we're going to post. You know what I mean? Like there's no free time. So yeah, that's kind of the vibes.
I'm telling you, like this is the thing that I have failed at in my life is that Edmonton is in the middle of the prairies. The ocean, the nearest ocean is 12 hours away. And so, oh yeah. And it's cold. It's fucking cold. It's not a sunny, warm beach. It's fucking cold as shit. Like if you go in the summertime, okay, you can kind of go in, but it's still freezing and you're not enjoying it. It's not like this is like a leisurely paddle in the ocean. No.
Yeah, I feel like here with our weather, we've got either ends of the spectrum. Like you're either sweating your tits off in that uniform or you're freezing as fuck. Like it's crazy here. The weather's crazy.
And so you mentioned gangs, and so I want to touch on this just because I'm just curious. Like, what is the gang breakdown there? Because like for us in Canada, most of it is like Indigenous gangs, so like our Native Americans. A lot of it now is coming in. It's immigrant gangs, so it's African, Somali-based gangs. A lot of Indian gangs, some Asian gangs are coming in as well. But what would it be down in Australia?
Yeah, for us in that specific area, it was like youth game. So it was like kids, but they were a mixture of Asian descent and like African descent as well. They were like the main. And especially because of the suburbs I was working in, that was pretty much like the culture in that area. But you wouldn't really get gangs in other cultures down here, especially especially those. But it was just kids, man. Like, I'm talking under 18 that would be like heavily involved with some like serious crimes in those areas. And it's like, what the fuck? When I was 14, I wasn't even allowed to leave my house, man. Like, what are y'all doing with machetes? How do you know how to get a machete? Like, fuck,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
And
yeah.
do you guys have gun violence, or like, is it not like, is that not really a big thing?
We're really lucky here. Like, I never went to a job where there was a gun ever. I never pulled out my gun. I was really lucky to never have to pull that out. We just have a lot of knives, lots of knives and like drugs here for, I guess, yeah, knives for the weapons. But gun violence, no, we're really, really lucky. Thankfully.
It's because one of my friends, when I lived in the UK, she's a police officer in Wales. And so she was actually on the podcast a couple of seasons ago. And it was really interesting because same thing, England, like guns, or Wales, UK, guns really aren't like that prevalent. Like, and so same thing. She's like, oh, it's knives and drugs. Like that's basically, and same thing. Like, so in Canada, marijuana is legal here. And so that whole like, oh, we're cracking down on people smoking pot. And it's funny because like you talk about evolving. I'm like, what? We're arresting people for smoking marijuana? Like, what? Oh, it's legal. But then I remember, like, when I worked at the jail, half the fucking people that were being arrested because they were smoking marijuana or they had marijuana on them. Like, now Canada is fucking, we're on the train wreck to hell with fentanyl and fucking opiates. And it's an absolute fuck show here. Like, absolute fuck show. Oh, it's disgusting. It's actually fucking disgusting. And guns. Now it's very much guns. It didn't used to be like when I was first started at the jail, first kind of 10 years, knives, brass knuckles, kind of that, like, meth, coke, like marijuana. But as I was leaving, those opioids hit, man. And now it's guns and it's opioids and it's fentanyl and it's like crazy. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, no, and it is, it's interesting to hear, like, like the different things that different countries have, the different things that kind of pop up in their trends. Okay. And then the last question I have for you is, and you've given some really good ones, but what is a piece of advice that you would give to somebody that's looking to get into the career?
I feel like definitely work on yourself. The more self-aware you can be, the easier it's going to be for you to read people, because you're going to meet so many different types of people, cultures, ages, genders, and their emotional state. Like, I always tell people, you're going to someone's worst day. It's not a good day when the police are getting called, as sad as it is. Like, we might be so excited, but it's their worst day. And you need to be calm. You need to be regulated. You can't let your emotions get the better of you when someone is having either a serious mental breakdown or they're super fucking aggressive. Like, that's them. It's your job to manage them, and you can't manage them if you haven't managed yourself. So that would be one. And then also have fun. There's a lot of, we both know there's a lot of negative members, but there's equally some fantastic ones. Like, I went to one of my squaddies' wedding a few weeks ago, who I, went through the academy with, and we are still such good friends. And there's some really beautiful people. And when you find them, hang on to them. Do not get consumed by the negativity, because it'll change you. So find the good ones and just keep them close.
I love that, because that is exactly right. So I met some of the best people that literally ride or dies. And like, again, I was just at we have a corrections hockey tournament. It was a couple weeks ago. And I went out, and one of my girlfriends that, kind of took me under her wing when I first started, and has just been there for everything, like we've been through kids together. She's been through like a husband and a divorce. And we we've done everything throughout this 20 plus years that we've been friends. And, running into her at the hockey tournament and just like nothing's changed. Like, we're just fucking shooting the shit and laughing and having so much fun. And it's like, yeah, like find the good ones, fucking lock in on those ones. Those become your people. That's who you surround yourself with. Yeah. Because then no matter what, no matter how shitty it is, you can get through, because you know that they're fucking on your side and they're with you. Right. So yeah, I love that. That's a fantastic piece of advice. Well, girl, this has been so fun. Such great information. Like, again, authentic, fucking no bullshit, telling like it is. That's what I love. So thank you for making this work with your schedule. Thanks for being on the pod. Do you have anything else you want to share with our listeners?
No, thank you so much. And like, if you want to go for it, just fucking go for it. You only live once,
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that is phenomenal. Yeah, that is phenomenal. I love that. Thank you so much. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
You too.
Well, that's it for today, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in, listening, giving me your time, your energy, and your attention. I completely appreciate it. Make sure you check out our next episode with another badass female first responder anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at bluelinefitnesstesting.com. I hope you stay safe, keep your head on a swivel, and watch your six.